A poll came out saying that 45% of young men between the ages of 18 and 25 have never asked a woman on a date in person. And I know that the in person is doing a bit of heavy lifting there, but there's no way that those 45% have all just doing, solely online dating. I mean, online dating should be supplementary, not your primary anyway. But I knew the numbers would be bad. I wouldn't have guessed this bad. I would have guessed maybe a third, maybe, but half. That seems kind of alarming to me. We'll go to you, Manny. I haven't heard your thoughts on this at all. Like, what do you think about this problem here? Like, what is happening to America's boys, the red-blooded males of the United States?
Yeah, that's tough. Like you said, the in person is doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but like Hinge or whatever is it going to supplement that, right? To your point. And we've heard a lot of talks about the male loneliness epidemic, which I think is actually everybody loneliness epidemic when you factor in. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like when you factor in the pandemic, that changed how a lot of us interacted. And you look at a lot of these young men who went to school during the pandemic didn't have they did a prom like this, online, as opposed to having those maybe kind of flagship important social moments. And
oh no.
Increasingly isolated society.
Yeah,
we lost.
Sorry about that. Yeah, and I was just wrapping up. But...
No, you're
okay, my bad.
Yeah. Man is catching up. He was on a slight delay there, but no, I agree. As someone who actually, I might fall into this category, like depending on how you define as, because I've been on one date in my life, and that was set up through Tinder. It was absolutely terrible. I've always hooked up with friends and started dating them afterwards. Like that has been my my relationship journey in my life. So I've never approached a girl.
Wait, hold on. Stop.
I've never really done that.
Stop. This isn't making any sense, John. Hold on. This isn't making sense at all. Okay. So you hooked up with someone and then went on a date later. Did the hookup commence online? Is that where it started, or did it start?
No, like a friend, like someone I know in real life, and then I get to know them.
We're at a party, approaching.
We up, boom. That's so. If that counts, it is. But
yes,
I
didn't ask.
I think that counts.
Of course it counts. But I'm saying how you find this.
It doesn't say.
I hear that question. I'm like, hey, I went up to this girl and I was like, hey, will you go to prom with me? Like that's I've never done that. So
listen, if your initial reaction that led to a romantic or sexual encounter was in person, it doesn't say have you asked a stranger out. It's just have you asked someone out in person. Yeah,
but that's also, that's not asking them on a date. Just hooking up with someone doesn't ask them on a date.
But you did later, right?
Sure, yeah, we got
what
dinner.
Do you mean,
I don't
sure.
know.
What is happening here?
TJ, I just people.
Why is John being so cagey with this? I don't understand.
Yeah, you're sprinting before you walk.
Yeah,
that counts.
That's the way you do it, Manny.
Yeah.
Your first steps were a sprint. Your first steps were a marathon. You're good. Yeah.
But no, the thing here is, so Manny, you did bring up something like the male loneliness epidemic. That's an everyone epidemic, and I do agree with that. That everyone's it's a massive epidemic in loneliness because of the pandemic, because of online social behavior, because of all of these different things, because of lack of third spaces to live in for free. They just don't exist anymore. But I will say, for men in particular, it is harder because men just aren't socialized to form friendships and relationships and maintain them. This is something I had to learn as an adult. All of my friends were just my sports friends, and then I stopped playing sports. And I was like, well, now what? And it is something that you don't get taught in the same way that girls are socialized to do from an early age in general. And so the problem is, I feel like a lot of men see that and hear that, and they're like, oh, well, it's not my fault. Then that's it. That's the entire thing. And it's like, no, if you're feeling bad about yourself because you're not going on dates and you're not asking girls on dates in person, maybe try doing that. You might fail, but you're going to be miserable if you don't just fucking do it. So go do it. That is my advice to all the young men out there who are suffering from the male loneliness epidemic. It is true. It is a real thing. And the power to fix it is entirely within yourself.
Yeah, and
All
I just
right.
want to add one point. We have not to cut you off, but we have like less dating leverage. Because like to the article's point, we're the ones that have to do the asking. It didn't say when did you go on a date. It said when did you ask to go on a date. Because like we're like men are sales, women are marketing. But yeah, I just want to add that tidbit in.
Yeah, it's I wanted to comment on what Mark wrote here about this. That TJ, that is a fascinating stat. Did you kids ask out your significant others in person? So I'm saying that, but I have, right? It's like I have done it. Okay, it's not like a
TJ, have
foreign
you done it in the last 18 years?
18 years, of course. What are you talking? 18
Okay, but that's not
years?
even fair because we're talking
What?
18 to 25-year-olds. I'm sorry. So we're talking 18 to 25-year-olds in this survey. So they've only been able to ask people out, let's say, for 10 years on average. So in the last 10 years, have you done it in person?
Yes, and had I asked someone out by the time I was 25, yes. I mean,
but
that
again,
would
by
be
the time you were 25 was a different world.
It's true. I had no choice back then. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but it's
old.
just thank you, John. Thank you, John. All right, and Colby says, I assume approaching would be more blind asking out, not already knowing someone. No, once again, never mind.
Again, it depends what you TJ. You're just so far out of the game now that you can't even comment on what terminology means anymore.
Oh, come on. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Look, I was single very recently. Okay. So it's not like this is a foreign concept to me. Okay. But like the hookup would be the approach is what I'm saying, right? That would have been the approach part. And then asking on an actual date would come later. Both are in person. I don't see how they don't qualify for this category. I don't know. And yeah, I mean, look, the fact that John, puts the cart before the horse, who cares? It's still in person. So I don't see but yeah, to what John and Manny were saying. Yeah. I agree with Manny is that I like that men are marketing, women are sales. That's really good. Oh, I'm sorry. Men are sales, women are marketing. Yeah. That's really good. And to John's point, now, if you are a young man and you are struggling and you are the problem you're struggling with is two things. Like first, it's fear of rejection. That's the number one thing. Nobody wants to be rejected. It stings. It hurts. When somebody rejects a date, they're not just rejecting the activity, they're rejecting you. And that stings. There's no getting around that. That's not going to get better. It's not. That's just how it is. And the second thing is that you're afraid of coming off as sounding creepy or weird or something like that. And the thing with that is, yeah, you might. You might. I'm sorry. Like you take that chance every time you open your mouth. Every time you engage in conversation with someone, you run the risk of offending them, of them taking it the wrong way, of you saying something that would ostracize them from you. Yeah, that's the risk you take, man. You're going to be fine, right? I mean, like this isn't like and also the same study I saw showed that 75% of women under 25 said they wish they were asked out more. So don't give me the excuse of women don't want to be asked out. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they absolutely do. It's fine. You might try and you might fail, but as John mentioned, I am pretty old and I've tried things and failed and I've been too scared to try. And without exception, I regret the times I didn't try more than the times I failed. And I think pretty much everyone can tell you that you only get one shot at this. So just, go for it. Do the best you can.
Well, thank you for being here for this episode of The Left Wing. If you have not liked and subscribed, make sure to do that because we go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 6:35 EST. So if you hit that bell icon, you will know when you're live, you will know when you can jump in the comments, and you will know when you'll be able to ask us questions. Until then, if you guys liked our guest today, Manny, how about you tell people where they can find you?
Yeah, I'm Delamo Manny. You can see it spelled under my header, but for those listening with audio, it's DELAMOMANNY, and that's my username. This on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are my primary social medias. And yeah, thanks for having me on. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
It sounds great. Thank you so much, Manny. Folks, this episode today was brought to you by Comedy and Politics. We are funny and we have great political insight. We'll catch you later.
All right, guys.
All right. Good game, folks. Thanks so much, Manny. We appreciate it.